All right, we're working on the front of this worksheet on the zero product property, and notice that if something's already given to us as factored, it should be pretty simple. We're just going to set each faculty equal to zero. This homework, make sure your name is at the top. And I did give an optional of doing just the odds if you wanted, but I'm going to do the whole worksheet because if you're shooting for an A on the upcoming test, I recommend you do it all. But what does odds mean? It means problems 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc. But let's do them all. Here we go. Notice the first one, solve, means we're solving for x, is given to us in already factored form. If the product of these two factors is equal to 0, then we know by zero product property that one or both must be equal to 0. By setting each factor equal to 0 and solving, I'm going to get two solutions that have opposite signs from my original factors. So you're going to leave your answer like this as 2x equals answers. As x equals only, do not put this into intercept form. So we're just going to do the same on each one. Now, when both factors are negative, we are expecting that both solutions should come out positive. Okay, on this next one, it's in greatest common factored form, meaning there's just an x out front, but we still follow the same steps as just setting both factors equal to 0. So on this first one, it's already done, and on the second one, we just have one step. On this one, the first factor being set equal to 0 looks normal, but the second factor, we're like, wait a second, oops, the 5 is in front. And again, we just set it equal to 0 and still solve. It's just a couple more steps. So here, when I subtract the 5 from both sides, I'm going to get that negative x equals negative 5. So I still have one more step of dividing by negative 1. How'd you do? Answer should have been negative 5 and positive 5. When we get to factors with coefficients in the front of the x's, like 5x plus 8 or 3x plus 2, instead of one-step solving, we have two-step solving. We're going to be left with something like 5x equals negative 8, and you also need to divide, so we're going to get negative 8/5 and negative 2/3. So my two solutions this time come out to fractions because there is a coefficient in front of the x. If you have not paused the video and actually already tried these, you really should. Go for it. All right, when there's a coefficient in front like a 4, if there's no x, we are able to just ignore that. That's just our stretch. But these are still my two factors that I set equal to 0 to get my solutions. Over here, we can't ignore the 3 this time because it has an x. It means it's one of our x's, one of our solutions. So notice I just set that 3x equal to 0 as well. And it just means I'm going to divide to solve that one. 0 divided by 3 is just 0. It's okay for us to get a solution of x equals 0. Notice I'm leaving all my answers as improper fractions. Obviously, if you wanted to write the decimal for me, you could. So those are all of our solutions using the zero product property in order to solve each factor equal to 0. Now at the bottom, the directions are just to factor each quadratic. So we're back to, do you just see the factors or do you want to do this real quick? So pause the video while you try this and see how you do. Okay, what times what made 56? I hope you thought of 8 and 7. And then it says, rewrite as equivalent expressions showing the lengths of the sides of a rectangle. So they want us to show the x plus 8 on one side and x plus 7 on the other side. So picture you're going to have like a little x by x square there. And then there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little lines there. And then over here, 7. I don't know, something like that, where you can see the plus 8 and you can see the plus 7 as your factors on the side. Okay, next one is a 12 that subtracts to give us 4. So let's try 6 and 2. And then this one gets the negative. This one, when I draw my little x by x square to start, I'm going to extend by 2 on one side, and then I'm going to cut in by 6 on the other. So extend by 2, and then cut in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to go bigger. Something like that. What times what makes 27 and adds up to 12? Extended by 3, extended by 9. Negative 8 to a 2. Let's try 4 and 2. And it's going to be 4 minus 2. Cut in by 2 on one side, extend by 4 on the other. .48 is 12 and 4. That adds up to 16. So extended by 4 on one side, extended by 12 on another. And then 28 is 8 and 3, negative there. I'm sorry, 24.